me.
Really?
I come out, no, I come out at everything kind of sort of intuitively, emotionally, not very researched.
I have to research things sometimes because I don't know what the hell Ben's talking about. And so sometimes, I mean, I think it was season 1 where I actually did a tremendous amount of research into this Pythagorean mathematical thing and learned all about it and went down like I was up till like 1 o'clock in the morning, like understanding this things. And then we did this scene and then it got cut. And I was really mad because I told Robert King, I was like, I spent like 3 hours learning like all about that, like for myself, like really, which I now could not regurgitate to you. But yes, sometimes there are things that Ben he's far more technologically advanced than I am. And so, and versed. So there are things I have to look up and research. That's interesting thing. I don't, he's not the senior Muslim correspondent. He's the senior atheist correspondent on Evil, because I think he's denounced all religions, even though that is the religion of his sort of, his family. And so it's always interesting to me, that dynamic of somebody who has rejected the faith that they were raised in. And he clearly comes from a religious family. As did I personally, but there is that moment in season 2 when he's thinks he's at the end of his life and he resorts to praying, which I think is a really fascinating moment, because everything unravels in that moment. It's like he's going down in the airplane and he just resorts to the thing that he knows. And at the end of the day, is that all it is? Is that all religion is? It's just that the sports team that your dad rooted for and your granddad rooted for, and that's why you root for them, and that's the you're a Cubs fan, and that's it. So that's, and then when it comes to the Super Bowl, you're gonna root for the Cubs even though you don't care about baseball, you know what I mean? And it's sort of that thing. So it's an interesting question.
I really like that little line I have with David when we're in bed. And, he notices the forked tongue for the first time or something. And I think we came up with that on the day. I asked he asked he says, what the fuck's that? And I think I say something like, yeah, I just got it done. You like it? As though I got like a boob job or something. But anyhow, but this is a bit of a spoiler. I mean, she's 2 different people. There's a demon version, this demon character who's in David's mind, or an actual demon, like George was a demon, and she takes the shape of Kristen. And the way I tried to play her was that, she's a demon with a heart, wanting love like the rest of mortal people. And she can't stand this bitch Kristen that David seems to be in love with, and she tries to be her and be better than her, and she can't figure it out, and she sort of shape shifts. First she's just this sultry whatever, this kind of cliche like sex object, and then she figures out, oh well, maybe that's not all that Kristen is. Maybe there's something else that David gets from Kristen that isn't just sexual. And then she tries to be very intelligent and eloquent in later scenes. But she never quite gets to the core of Kristen, obviously, because she's another person. But what's really interesting, sorry, one more thing, is that when that really changes things for Kristen and David in real life, because he has this whole life that he's living with her, or with demon Kristen, that she's not privy of. And so it creates even more distance between them, and she feels quite lonely and misses her friend.
I hope we see more of them. Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting place where Ben ends up to go. He needs to find some kind of sanity. He needs to find people who are like-minded with him, and I think that he goes to this place where he can find he can make sense of things, and be around people who understand him. And I think that's what he's seeking. I think he's seeking some kind of peace, some sort of where to put all this stuff that he's dealing with, So I hope we see more of it. Yeah. Oh, for me, create magic. Yeah.
Yeah. Who wants to get rid of magic? More magic.
I think that the show does a nice job of sort of like giving us enough answers to keep us moving, well, giving us enough mystery to keep us moving forward, but then satisfying us enough with a certain amount of answers here. You know what I mean? So we never answer everything. And you'll find sometimes on the show, on many of the shows, I think one part of the mystery gets answered, but then the other thing is still hanging out there. You're like, wait, well, what about that? It never, you know, and that's Ben's struggle, you know, as a character is that as well.
And also the Kings, I think, do a really good job at, you know, there's these things and you think like, oh, wait, but how come we didn't investigate that further? That storyline wasn't all done. And then we'll come back to it like 6 episodes later. You know what I mean? Big through line, which is why you should watch our episodes in order if you can.